And welcome back everybody to another Dragon Ball Legends video, and today I will be finishing off my roster with the woman herself, Videl. Like, if you guys didn't realize already by just looking at the channel, seeing a lot of the PvP videos, anything really Dragon Ball related, you guys already know for a fact. Give me 1 second, I gotta turn this thing on. Excuse me. Yeah, you guys know for a fact that I'm pretty much like the biggest proponent for having Videl be awesome in any type of Dragon Ball fighting related, anything Dragon Ball related bit, period. And Legends is just one of my extensions of what I could do with the character here. Again, underappreciated character, underdeveloped character, missed opportunity character, along with a lot of other characters that have been introduced into Dragon Ball Z, GT, Super, Original, any type of iteration. She's one of the many that I would feel could use a little bit more representation and just have a good moment so people can get more attached to this character in general. But unfortunately, that is not the case for today. I'm going to be looking into the card. This is pretty much my extra gimmicky character for the team. Excuse me. If you guys have watched my previous summoning video way back when, you guys will have noticed I shelled out a lot of money just to get one copy of this card, and eventually getting more copies of it with free CC, just as everything ends up turning out for me. She has not been out in the banners since the Majin Vegeta LF banner, so she's pretty much a very, I want to say maybe premium-ish card. Not a lot of people use this. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen anyone use this card since I think the last couple of PvP seasons ago, because she wasn't really, relevant at the time, or I guess people had better options at the time. So, this character, seeing them at Red 7 is pretty much a surprise to a lot of people you would be seeing on PvP. So just keep that in mind. So this is being recorded not right after, but like a week later after I had recorded the original set of other characters. So forgive me if I forget a couple things. I'm not really going off of the template I had gone originally with, so I'm going off memory here. So, as you expect, she is mostly a strike-based character, melee type, yada yada, double strike. Her only attack is girls. She has a basic strike, basic blast, eagle kick, which does massive impact damage, which is really good for a really powerful finisher. You tend to see this being landed on characters, and you're like, wow, that actually killed. Trust me, I've seen the damage rack up with this exact move, especially with all the buffs you can get. It is impressive with the amount of damage she can just lay on you. Her green, which is essentially her get out of jail free card in a lot of cases. Again, if you buddy her up with Zenkai 718, she's going to get a lot of this. It restores own health by 10%, reduces damage sustained by 15%, cannot be stacked. This applies until enemy combo is finished. So it was pretty much saying here you're going to get a little bit extra defense. Let's say somebody activates the Rising Rush, you're out of Vanish, you can't swap, so you say, okay, I'll just throw this green and then I'll reduce the amount of damage by 15%. It might save you, might not, but I mean, it's better than nothing. The biggest key point for her here is the ability to heal by 10%. 10% doesn't seem like a lot, but again, if you're with 18, you're racking up a lot of greens and everything, and it ends up being very beneficial for her to stay alive a lot longer, as opposed to her sparking variant, which heals only one time, and that's it. So, there's that. The green is very, very important for that, and I'm happy to give her that. Main ability. Plus 80% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Inflicts all enemies with 10 substitution counts. Requirement is 20 seconds. So this is what makes her viable for the team setup. It is not just the 80% strike damage up. It is inflicting all enemies with substitution count 10. With 10. You're adding 10 to, if they're counting down to maybe like 3 seconds left, adds an additional 10 for it. I believe the only character that could probably counter this pick here is the regenerating cell, just because every time you attack, his sub count goes down a few. So that would be the only character that kind of nerfs this ability. But if you're locking him in, nobody else really can do that. I'm pretty sure either Trunks or Vegeta does that. Similar as well, I think, with LF Blue Vegeta. He's able to go ahead and reduce sub count. But in overall essence, this is still a really busted thing. Even if you lock in after doing a melee attack, you could pretty much just follow up with an easy one more card kill or a rising rush, or maybe swap out to another character that can finish the job. It is very, very useful. It almost makes it seem like the original or the second battle system where you can only swap out one time. And if you're locking them, well, that's it. They really can't do much except take the combo. And the fact that she does plus 80% of the strike damage, which is a lot considering she can pretty much one combo any character that isn't type type advantage over her easily. Like if you have a full deck of strike cards and you lock, you put this one in here, you're getting the buffs not only from your team, but from the equipment you have here, which I'm gonna get into very quickly, and just with the raw amount of stars that I put on this character, she's gonna be hitting really, really hard. The only part where she loses substantial viability is after these 15 timer counts are gone. You'll see a lot of times in my PvP videos where if I botch the whole locking bit and she loses priority, well, she kind of lost her 80% strike damage, so she just kind of does middling damage. A lot of times most of her damage is going to be coming from her super arts or her strike arts. Key arts are probably going to do absolutely nothing, and really what it comes down to is if she's able to land this off and take down at least one person, she did her job. That's pretty much what she's able to do. 18 is pretty much the end all be all best unit for this team, just because of how she can essentially almost combo forever and does a huge amount of damage for that. But with Videl here, she is specifically here to lock somebody in place, what I like to call lock and pop, which is pretty much locking them in place. Either she can finish them or she swaps to somebody who can finish it, which would most likely be Zenkai 718. So, there's that. So enough about this. This is pretty much what makes her really good on the team, which I highly doubt a lot of people use females as a team, and I don't see them actually putting Videl on a mono red, which gives us to our Z ability here, which is plus 30% to girls or red base strike and blast defense. A double defense unit with that high of a percentage buff, it is really, really good. You went from, I think, what, 28 to 30. Still a substantial buff to the team. Really does well for considering that she does a lot of covering and defense, which leads into here. Indomitable Spirit applies the following effects itself when this character enters the battlefield. Plus 20% damage inflicted for 15 timer counts. Reduces damage received by 20% for 15 timer counts, just by hopping in there. Applies the following effects itself according to the number of timer counts elapsed with current character. So within 3 seconds, she's doing plus 30% to strike damage. So she needs to be there at least for a little bit. So not only, then consider this as along with the lock-in. She comes in, locks in, does a combo. That's 80 plus 30% to strike damage. After 8 counts, it's minus 5 to strike arts cost, which again can help her extend her combo, especially if you're low on ki. And 12 counts plus 20% to damage inflicted in general. So if you're able to get her, let's say for instance, let's say best case scenario, you pull off a feint with Kefla, and then you swap into Videl. She charges up. She gets all strike cards. Again, perfect world setting right here, but she gets herself in there, charges up, gives the full key, ends up getting to all strike cards. Right before the person ends up recovering from feint, she does one strike card, locks, or you could say it just locks and then does a strike card. Goes right all through those steps there. You're gonna end up getting that 30% to strike damage and getting close to that 8 counts of minus 5 to strike arts cost. By the time that the combo ends, you're gonna end up getting the extra 20%. Again, she is really meant to be that one person that uses the main ability and finishes the job, or at least finishes up that one character as soon as possible. And then her last one here, plus 40% to strike damage inflicted for 15 timer counts after enemy attack is over. So she's getting pummeled, she'll get the additional 40%. So again, a lot of strike-based attacks here, and then reduces damage received by 30% until combo ends when changing cover. So there have been a lot of situations you'll probably see in some of the videos where I'm purposely stalling out for a attack combo chain that's landing on either Kefla or 18. They throw in a Rising Rush. I'll throw in Videl there. 50-50 chance she'll survive the Rising Rush. So it really ends up paying off, especially with her defense and her strike-based attack, offensive abilities. They are really, really, really good. And yeah, that pretty much does it for Videl here. So I'm gonna just wrap up here with this little mini series that I did here for the sake of getting videos out. I love this team. I'm gonna say, if you were to see me fighting in PvP, you're gonna know I'm mostly gonna be using Kefla 18 and Videl, and until we get a new blue unit, which is Chi-Chi is occupying that spot. I'm just gonna say that right now. Chi-Chi is definitely occupying that spot right now. And you can probably see now from the last couple of videos that I did, the equipment has been updated. It's more strike based. I used a lot of erasers, a lot as any, but I'm pretty happy with what I have now. I don't think I need to be using any more erasers beyond this point. Some are S on the precipice of becoming a Z. To me, at this point, doesn't matter. They pretty much got what I needed. This team is amazing. A very underrated team. I know it has a lot of flaws in it. Like, you miss once, boom, you're out of there. You got stiff competition with now Zenkai 7 Gogeta, which is now pretty much just parading about with 18 crying in the corner because she pretty much had a one red unit to deal with Zenkai Gohan. Now you have to deal with Zenkai Gogeta, who are both red. And there's that, but there are other ways to get through it. I'm just waiting for that really good, not Ribrianne blue unit that will end up gracing our game, and we'll see what happens then. So this is my team setup. You guys see me in PvP with this? Yes, it is me. I go under the username UI Videl with the kanji aka thick on there, and I'm not the best person to play in this game. I'm just gonna go there. I worked hard time trying to get Z power through season after season. I low-key wail sometimes when it comes to getting a new unit. Like, let's say Kefla. I pulled a lot of Kefla on that UI Goku banner, and same thing with Chi-Chi. I pulled a lot of of her unit on that banner, and to get her to just basic 7 is really good for the team just to have as a bench option. So you guys see me there. Don't expect me to be amazingly great. I'm good. I want to say probably around the precipice of great, but I'm not like the best professional top 1,000 player. All right, I make up for a lot of my deficiencies by having a team that's pretty stacked up there. So there's that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you did happen to watch this all the way through between all these characters, I appreciate it. These characters don't really get that much appreciation. I know people like Rush and D-Free, they talk about these characters being good and all that stuff, but of course the game is more hyped for the Gokus, the Vegetas, and I get that. Yeah, that is where we have the ability to have more characters, because those characters can sell and succeed and branch out to different avenues. I get that, but for me, I'm more of a niche kind of guy. I like the female warriors. I like the the Videl units that come out. And hopefully, we end up getting more love for the team. Hopefully, we don't have to wait till February. Maybe it might come out in this Gogeta banner, but that's being hinted very soon. Which, by the time this one comes out, will be dated. But again, enough of me rambling. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time for more PvP. Thank you. Bye-bye.